What up, Crypto Warriors, it's Ultra Crypto back at it again. Today is Wednesday, July 22nd, 2020. Who did we protect by bringing this action? Would-be innovators who will now take additional steps to avoid the United States. Quote coming directly from Hester Peirce, Securities and Exchange Commissioner. SEC was wrong to go after Telegram's $1.7 billion ICO, says Hester Peirce. Commissioner Hester Peirce, aka Crypto Mom, slammed the SEC for chasing after Telegrams for its 2018 ICO. Hester Peirce, the crypto-loving commissioner of the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, said that the SEC made an error in taking legal actions that led to the shutdown of the Telegram Open Network, the $1.7 billion crypto project from Telegram, a popular chat app. They raised that $1.7 billion from accredited investors. When they tried to do it the quote-unquote correct way and was involving the SEC every step along the way and then still got burned, this is what's wrong with bureaucracy. This is what's wrong with a lot of these government agencies that are supposed to be protecting us, the regular citizens, the retail investors, from frauds and scams. However, they don't. If they feel like they aren't being paid, let's just call it what it is. If they're not being paid, because it's a system of being paid to play. If they're not being paid along the way, then you are doing something wrong. And the guys that run Telegram, when they started this ICO, a lot of people wanted to get in on ICO. When the rumors were happening about them starting the ICO, then they quote unquote do it the right way. Only got accredited investors. A lot of them weren't even in the United States. So these were billionaires. They raised $1.7 billion from, I think, like 14 or so investors. It wasn't a lot. The law case went on for so long that Telegram eventually had to return most of the money to investors. It made Telegram abandon its project. A month later, Telegram settled with the SEC and agreed to pay a $18.5 million fine. Now, this is a quote from Hester Peirce. The unsatisfying culmination of an enforcement action that I did not support from the beginning. Moreover, the settlement produced an unsatisfying result, the abandonment of the project. You're stopping an innovation. You're stopping technology. These guys are just using code. It's just lines of codes on a computer screen. And it has nothing to do with an almost 80-year-old law, because this is the law that they claim that they broke. All right, the Howey test. Please look it up. The Howey test, by getting accredited investors to back the project, raise almost $2 billion, and then still get burned in the end. It's nonsense. It's nonsense. It's a total scam, if you ask me. This is fraud. The SEC, what they did is fraud, in my opinion, of course. A simple agreement for future tokens, or SAF. This is what Telegram used. With SAFs, investors buy the right to the tokens, which are distributed much after the network launches. The idea is that investors wouldn't buy Telegram tokens, grams, for speculative purposes, but rather would use them on the network when it had launched. By focusing the Howey test analysis exclusively on the original transaction, the factual reality of the transaction that the court halted was lost, she said. This is again a quote coming from Hester Peirce. Peirce said she didn't support the settlement. I do not support the message that distributing tokens inherently involves a securities transaction. Again, these are new technologies. You can't base a lot of these ICOs, right? You can't base what they're doing on a Howey test, all right? A test to say what or what isn't a security from almost 80 years ago. It doesn't fit in today's terms as far as tokens and crypto is concerned. What the SEC's Telegram complaint cast as evidence of an illegal securities offering, I see as a necessary prerequisite for any successful blockchain network. And again, definitely agree with her. I don't know if she's just virtue signaling, because she is a commissioner, so maybe she can make heads rolls right there or maybe she's fighting an uphill battle. Who knows? But maybe she's virtue signaling for when she does, retire or leave her position there at the SEC and start working at one of these private companies, or one of these companies that are trying to start an ICO or whatever the case is, and get paid the big bucks, so to speak. I don't know, maybe she's not virtue signaling, and it is an uphill battle for her because she's the only one there that it seems like understands what these cryptocurrency tokens are all about. We'll see. We will see. Next, more fraud coming your way. Wirecard. So the former chief operating officer at Wirecard, a payments firm that lost 1.9 billion euro or $2.1 billion in June, recently fled to Russia and has a significant cache of Bitcoin there, according to a report by German news outlet Handelsblatt on Sunday. Jan Marsalek is said to have brought significant sums to Russia in the form of bitcoins from Dubai, where Wirecard had dubious operations. Now, this is something that the SEC should be going after. You don't steal $2.1 billion without someone noticing what's happening while it was leading up to $2.1 billion. This is the kind of fraud I'm talking about here. This guy, this young guy, he's been working at Wirecard, embezzling money, right? He must have been doing it for years, because you don't just steal $2.1 billion overnight. It just doesn't go missing just like that, but with the snap of a finger. It's not, he's not a magician here, unless he is, I don't know. But you don't just, things like that don't just happen overnight. And some authority somewhere must have known about it, because somebody was definitely snitching on him. All right, like I said, it's not only him that's involved with this, in my opinion. And I'm pretty sure regulators somewhere somehow knew about it and decided to let it continue or let it slide, to try to sweep it under the rug, and this is just conjecture here. This is just me with my conspiracy theory, gears turning in my head. But again, you don't steal that kind of money without someone noticing, and then also without it being reported to authorities. All right, let's scroll down some more. All right, this is the picture of the guy here, Jan. All right, employees of the GRU, Russia's military intelligence agency, reportedly helped Marsalek to get to a private house in the Moscow region. So after this fraud came out last month from, I forgot which big accounting firm, one of the big four, was auditing Wirecard, saw that the $2.1 billion was gone, and then they reported it. Okay? Again, why weren't these people arrested right away? I think he was fired, but you don't just fire someone for, stealing $2.1 billion. This guy should have been in jail. And this is, again, the fraud that I'm trying to point out here. Someone knew what was happening, or when it came to the light, instead of just firing him and trying to, again, sweep it under the rug, they let him go. And now where is he? He's in Russia, to a country that don't extradite their citizens or people that they're trying to help. As Decrypt reported, Marsalek disappeared after Wirecard, which operates several cryptocurrency cards, fled for insolvency after a trustee for its bank accounts reported a spurious balance, leaving the company in a $2.1 billion hole. Man, this again is just fraud at the highest level. To go after a legit company like Telegram, who quote unquote did the right thing by only getting accredited investors involved with their ICO, and you have this guy that's defrauding, again, legitimate companies, because Wirecard is involved with cryptocurrencies, credit cards, and this is why MasterCard, this is one of the reasons why MasterCard is going to partner up with crypto companies, because it just makes sense for them to have them license MasterCard directly instead of going through something like a Wirecard, who will get defrauded legitimate companies. And this guy is able to get away with it because he was, scratching somebody's back somewhere, somehow, for him to get away with it. More fraud. Again, the Twitter hack. The cryptocurrency exchange Coinbase said that it stopped around 1,100 customers from spending Bitcoin or sending Bitcoin to hackers who gained access to high-profile Twitter accounts last week. Reported on this last week. Again, this big Twitter hack where they own, was a stupid hack. I still don't understand it. They could have done so much damage, but they only got like $125,000 when you think about it. They could have shorted Bitcoin. They could have, shorted stocks, or pump a stock or pumped some crypto, and I don't know. Thinking small, I guess. Coinbase and other cryptocurrency exchanges were able to stop some customers from sending Bitcoin to the hackers by blacklisting the hacker's wallet address. Specifically, Coinbase says it prevented just over 1,000 customers from sending around $280,000 worth of Bitcoin during Wednesday's attack. Roughly 14 Coinbase users sent around $3,000 worth of Bitcoin to the scam Bitcoin address before the company moved to blacklist it, the company said. Now, do I agree with this? Yes and no. That's good that they were able to stop it. But again, it's being Bitcoin and crypto, it's supposed to be a decentralized network, and yada, yada, yada. You should be able to send your money anywhere, at any time, to anyone, at any place you want to. That's what Bitcoin is for. And these on and off ramps for Bitcoin back to the fiat world, or from the fiat world into Bitcoin, is definitely a problem moving forward when you're talking about a decentralized network. Now, what they did to Twitter was definitely was the wrong thing. I'm not advocating for it. However, with Bitcoin and the use case for Bitcoin, this act of blacklisting a wallet address is definitely not part of the decentralized world. That's the ethos. What is the ethos of Bitcoin? That's just my, again, thoughts on it. Let me know. Smash the likes, hit that subscribe button, notification bell to get notified when I upload new videos, and let's discuss it in the comment section below. It's Sergeant Crypto, and I'm out. Peace.